Welcome to Life Vibes. I'm your host, Breezy Clark. Today I'm on location at Zen Spa in Stephenville, Texas. Our topic of conversation today are the benefits of personal training. Our studio guest is Courtney Vroman. Welcome to the show, Courtney.
Thank you very much.
Courtney is a personal trainer and group exercise instructor at Rec Sports at Tarleton State University. But before we get into all of that, Courtney, let's talk a little bit about you. You've had a fascinating journey starting when you became a softball player for Tarleton State, but in April of 2011, you suffered a shoulder injury.
Yes.
Well, what happened exactly? I know softball, it can be a pretty rough sport, and you're susceptible to those types of injuries. And so tell us a little bit about what happened with your shoulder.
Well, I got moved around a lot, different positions, different throwing styles for each position, and one day my shoulder just gave out on me, and I ended up getting an MRI that told me I had a torn labrum. So I ended up having surgery to fix it.
Okay, so surgery was the only answer, but after all of that grueling training and competing in softball and playing, I imagine that you were kind of worn out from that after a while, and your shoulder just gave out, like you said.
It was lots of overuse. So that
lots
was
of
the worst
overuse,
part.
yes, exactly. I've never played softball myself, but I could imagine, because I mean you are very dedicated as an athlete. I am familiar with that, not myself personally, but I know that if you're going to be an athlete, that you have to stay dedicated to training and running and lifting weights and all of that. And so you had a long journey with that up until that point with the injury. And so when you had this injury, it was a fairly lengthy recovery, to my understanding.
It was way longer than any other physical therapist had with shoulders. It took me a little over 9 months to rehab, and normally it's about 6. And even after that, I still struggled the next season. I still couldn't throw like I should have been able to, and it was just really frustrating for a very long time.
Well, and as an athlete, you were used to the lifestyle of training and being involved every day, and so then to be just completely out of commission for 9 months, that I'm sure impacted your health and fitness, and that's when your journey started, so to speak, with personal training, because you gained a considerable amount of weight, a little too much,
yeah,
to be comfortable.
Right.
And so, what did you say it was about?
It was about 25 pounds that I gained.
And that, for you, was quite a bit, because you have been a disciplined athlete and you're used to being fit and healthy. And so in a 9-month period, to gain that weight, to not be able to participate the way that you used to, I'm sure was discouraging.
It was really hard on my self-esteem.
I'm sure.
My personality even suffered from it, because I just wasn't myself.
You just weren't happy.
Right.
Yeah, and that is, I would say that, whether you're an athlete or just, a person in general, if you gain weight and you're not in your best shape or you're not your best self, then that does affect your personality. It does affect the quality of your life. And so now, 9 months later, you're struggling a little bit, you've gained the weight, but now as you recovered from the surgery, what happened next?
After that, I took a look in the mirror, saw a picture of myself, and realized I was nowhere where I should be. So I hit the gym, stayed there for about an hour and a half every single day, if not longer, and kicked my butt. And 30 pounds later, I decided that fitness was my calling. And it took a little while, but I mean, all weight loss is going to take a little while.
Well, because with weight loss or with fitness, it's a dedication.
Right.
Whether or not you're trying to lose those 25, 30 pounds, or you're just wanting to maintain, or you're competing, whatever your reason may be, you have to stay dedicated.
Right.
And I think that that's the problem with most people, is that it's hard to stay consistent, because you're not getting results necessarily overnight. You're wanting to see a dramatic difference in a short amount of time, but it doesn't work that way.
Right.
And so when you were doing these hour-and-a-half kick butt workouts in the gym, were you working out with anyone, or was this just all you? You were there, you knew that's what you wanted, and you made it happen?
I did it all on my own, didn't have anyone training with me. I changed my diet. I'd go run for a while, go lift, go do core. I'd do everything in the gym. Didn't do total body every day, but I tried to work everything out every single day for as long as I could until I was exhausted.
Until you were exhausted, I imagine, at times. But I'm sure it felt so good because you had been on restriction basically for 9
Right.
months that you couldn't do that.
Right.
And so instead of staying discouraged and being down that it had taken you so long, or that you'd been out of your regular routine for so long, that you decided that that was enough and you were ready to go.
Right.
So you were healed, you were released from your doctor, and you hit the gym.
Right.
And never looked back.
Never looked back.
And never looked back. That's fantastic. And so, I mean, that is inspirational right there, because you did it all for yourself, all your own motivation. And along that journey, before you became certified as a personal trainer, you became certified to do group exercise targeting strength training.
Right.
Because that was what you found had worked the best for you, that you felt called to, and that you enjoyed the most. And so tell me a little bit about this group exercise certification and the strength training part of it.
Right. Well, my main focus when it comes to strength training in my Group X classes, I like to do total body. I like to give everyone the burn in every part of their body possible, so they know that there are muscles in the most random spots in their body.
Yeah, that you're not aware of. They
right.
are there.
They'll be sore the next day that you didn't know you had them. But I love that feeling. Like, I've had people at the end of my classes be like, wow, that was so hard, but I loved it. I'm coming back next week. And that always makes me feel really good. But I try to incorporate new things every single week. I've tried different formats. I just like to change it up every single time.
And it's exciting for you because you know personally that you will have results and that you will feel amazing. And so you have taken your own personal journey and now you're sharing it with other people, helping people reach their goals, and then having that group atmosphere where you have several people at one time that you're helping, and everybody's at a different place, but you know they can challenge themselves in different ways, and since everyone's on their own personal journey.
Right.
And so you're able to share that.
But definitely, during my classes, I encourage you go at your own pace. I don't care how many you're doing, as long as you're moving constantly, I'm going to be happy.
Right.
As long as you're having a good time too. I mean,
Of
I
course,
won't
you
let
want
them
to
have
enjoy
a,
it, but
won't
it's
let them
hard
get
work.
down or try to give up on themselves. I say,
Right.
as long as you're moving your feet, I'm happy.
You just want to move your feet. Anything that you're doing to move your body, you're going to get
Right.
results. And that's a great attitude to have. So throughout your softball career, you graduated from Tarleton, you received your bachelor's, and went on to master's school,
Right.
or graduate school to get your master's. And through all of that, now that you're in graduate school, you've received your group exercise certification, and not through Tarleton, but you went to a fitness conference.
Yes, Dallas Mania.
Dallas Mania, that is a big conference that happens all over the country, and that is a great way to connect with different people and learn different styles. And so
different certifications, continuing education. It's great networking.
it's great networking, which, I mean, there again, you know, you continued on as your career progressed in fitness, and you wanted to network with other people and to learn different styles, learn more about strength training, receive your group exercise certification. And so still now at Tarleton, working on your master's, you then became certified as a personal trainer.
Yes.
And that happened in December of last year. So last year, 2012 was a big year for you.
It was.
It was. That's fantastic, Courtney. So as a personal trainer at Rec Sports at Tarleton, you have now trained there for
Just since December. So
well, okay, but
a little
8
time.
months.
Right.
8 months. I mean, that's a great start from where you came from in 2011 with the injury,
Exactly.
your own weight loss journey, your own fitness testimony, and now you're coming into your career as a fitness professional, graduate assistant, and doing all kinds of wonderful things. And so as a personal trainer, what has that been like? Has that been quite a bit different to be the trainer, to be trying to help someone else, to motivate and encourage?
Definitely is. I always thought that athletes would be my target population, but now that I've worked with all levels, all fitness levels, older, younger, you know, sedentary, you know, really active, it's fun to see the different levels and not only challenge myself, but challenge them as well to see what they can do. And they push themselves and they're proud of themselves at the end of the workout, and, you know, oh, I've never able to do that before, you know, thank you. And I was there, so it's
Right.
great to see that in other people too. So
Right, and so it's rewarding for you
it is.
that you know what you've been through, and you know what it takes to achieve that level of fitness, regardless, like you said, of where you're at. but it's just knowing that you did it.
Right.
At the end of the day, you did it, and that you're able to be a part of people's lives and to encourage and to participate in that. And so in a very short amount of time, I'm sure you have had a positive impact on a lot of people.
I'd like to say that I have.
I'm sure you have, Courtney. I'm sure that you have. And as a personal trainer, would you say that people, like you said, that there are lots of different walks of life that seek out personal training? It's not necessarily for the super fit or the, maybe someone that's never even been to a gym. That it's everybody. Anybody can benefit with working with a personal trainer to get that motivation and to get that knowledge. And so what would you say that some of the people, like you said, it's all over the map as far as who you've worked with, what do they get the most from personal training?
Seeing themselves be better the next day than they had, and it helps them like mentally and spiritually, everything. It helps them be proud of themselves, and to be able to help with that makes me, be glad that I'm very glad that I do it. But they definitely, come back every day like excited, ready to go. I'm really sore, but
right,
let's go to the
let's
next
do it
day.
again.
I'm excited. Let's go.
Well, and so working with a trainer, it kind of gives you that accountability,
right,
and support, and that you have someone that you can count on, and you invest your time, you invest your money and your energy into working with a personal trainer, and so you're pretty serious about the goals you want to reach.
Right. You don't want to spend money for a trainer to not listen to them or take their advice or do what they say, because you're just wasting your time and money. So
right.
To get a personal trainer, it is huge on the accountability.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And getting comfortable possibly in a gym atmosphere, or learning how to use equipment properly, things like that, I'm sure that people benefit from that have, maybe don't have a very long history of working out, because you yourself as an athlete, you were familiar with how to train your body, how to get the results that you want, how to eat, and all of those things, because you were conditioned as an athlete. And so someone coming in possibly that has never experienced anything like that, maybe doesn't have a very strong fitness background, might not know exactly how to start.
Right.
And so that, I feel like that's something that people struggle with a lot too. It's just not knowing where to start and not knowing how to push themselves, and that's where you come in.
Right. And the great thing about it is that we do pre and post, assessments, so people will find out where they are, and then after that, I'll discuss with them, where they are and what needs to be better, and that's what we'll work on. And then it's amazing to see the transformation in the post assessments or the midway assessments.
So you get to do an assessment to see where you're at and weight and everything like that, and then however long, maybe 6 weeks later, maybe not even that long, you get to see how far you've come in that amount of time. So as a personal trainer, you're keeping your client focused on what needs to change, what needs to happen, encouraging when they need it, but also being there to challenge them, knowing that that's what it takes. And so, well, as a personal trainer and a group exercise instructor, you are graduating soon. In December with your master's.
I am.
And so this has all happened in a very short amount of time for you. And will you continue on with this fitness career that you've been developing?
Definitely. I definitely want to get into boot camp style things, or even I've looked into prenatal work, working with, pregnant women or post-pregnant women with their babies and strollers. But that's something I'm just now getting, information on, but I really am interested in doing that type of thing.
Always challenging yourself, Courtney.
Always.
Well, and that's great too, because that's going to open up a whole new world of possibilities for you. And so there's no telling where Courtney Roman's going to end up, but I have no doubt that you will be successful in whatever you do. You've already achieved so much: a softball career, bachelor's degree, and now soon to be your master's degree, personal trainer, and group exercise instructor. Well, Courtney, I have really enjoyed listening to your journey. You're a true inspiration, and we have learned a lot about personal training and the benefits and how to go about searching for the right personal trainer to get the right amount of encouragement that you need. Thank you so much for being here. Life Vibes has been a product of TEXAN News Service. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And until next time, keep the good vibes rolling.